Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next 30 minutes. India doubles its exports in the last 10 years to meet exports target of $800 billion in this financial year. India asks Bangladesh to ensure safety of minorities. Bangladesh High Court refuses to ban ISKCON. Ukraine's power grid under massive attack from Russia. Putin says Russia selecting targets in Ukraine that could include decision-making centers. Deep depression over southwest Bay of Bengal is headed towards Tamil Nadu coast after causing torrential rains in Sri Lanka. India's Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said India's growth across sectors has made it an attractive investment destination. Speaking at a press briefing in New Delhi on Thursday, the minister noted, despite persistent global challenges, India's exports have doubled in the last 10 years, adding that India will meet the exports target of $800 billion in this financial year.
24-25. We expect to cross $800 billion of exports for the first time in India's history. In a way, despite having inherited such a weak economy, despite the Indian currency being one of the strongest performing currency amongst all emerging markets and not depreciating as much as other developing countries, despite 2 years of COVID, 2 international wars and the Red Sea crisis, despite all of these challenges, I do see before my eyes a further rapid growth in our export income.
The minister underscored that digital infrastructure, interconnected grid and affordable data have made India the most attractive investment destination in the world.
विश्व का सबसे attractive अगर कोई डेस्टिनेशन है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के लिए, अगर विश्व का सबसे कोई अट्रैक्टिव डेस्टिनेशन है डेटा सेंटर्स लगाने के लिए, अगर कोई विश्व का सबसे अट्रैक्टिव डेस्टिनेशन है ग्लोबल कैपेबिलिटी सेंटर्स, जो आज दुनिया भर में बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां भारत की तरफ आ रही हैं, भारत में बड़े बड़े सेंटर्स में लाखों लोगों को, युवा युवतियों को विशेषकर नौकरियां मिल रही हैं, अफोर्डेबल कंपेटिटिव प्राइस पे इंटरनेट और डेटा होने के कारण पूरी दुनिया समझ गई है कि भारत एकमात्र देश है जहां पे हमने अपना ग्लोबल कैपेबिलिटी सेंटर बनाना चाहिए.
And Minister Goyal also informed that India will continue its talks with the UK on the free trade agreement after the Parliament's winter session. India has climbed up 11 spots to be among the top 50 countries in the latest Network Readiness Index. India is now placed at 49th rank globally, up from 60th position in 2023. The NRI 2024 report maps the network readiness landscape of 133 economies based on performances across 4 different pillars: technology, people, governance and impact. The country's score improved from 49.93 last year to 53.63 in 2024. Notably, India leads in several indicators including AI, FTTH, building internet subscriptions, mobile broadband internet traffic, among others. India also ranks second within the group of lower middle income countries after Vietnam, demonstrating significant digital progress with notable strengths in tech innovation and digital transformation. India's performance in NRI 2024 is the latest in a string of advancements in telecommunications sector. Over the past decade, tele density increased from 75.2% to 84.69%, with wireless connections reaching 119 crore. Digital India initiative has expanded broadband access to rural areas, resulting in sharp rise in internet subscribers from 25.1 crore to 94.4 crore. Further, India launched 5G services in 2022, rapidly improving its global mobile broadband speed, ranking from 118 to 15. The country now aims to position itself as a leader in future telecom technologies with the Bharat 6G vision. India took centre stage in global trade discussions on Thursday as the Centre Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs hosted the Global Authorised Economic Operator Conference in New Delhi. The event is titled India AEO Dialogue, Enhancing Global Trade Partnerships. Inaugurating the session, CBIC Chairperson Sanjay Kumar Agarwal emphasised India's pivotal role in offering tangible cost-saving benefits for countries worldwide. The AEO program is a vital initiative aimed at identifying secure and compliant exporters and importers, ensuring faster and more efficient customs processes. The step reinforces India's efforts to enhance trust and collaboration in global trade partnerships.
The concept of AEO, embedded within the World Customs Organization's safe framework of standards and complemented by the WTO Trade Facilitation Agreement, aims to enhance trade facilitation while ensuring supply chain security through collaboration between customs and the private sector. At its core, the AEO program offers tangible benefits in the form of simplified procedures, expedited clearances, and reduced transaction costs.
And now updates from the Parliament of India. Both houses of Parliament have been adjourned till Friday amid ruckus by the opposition members. The opposition is demanding immediate discussion on the alleged financial irregularities against Gautam Adani, violence in Uttar Pradesh, Sambal, and other issues.
Two newly elected members of Parliament took oath in the lower house as soon as the proceedings began. Congress candidate from Wayanad, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and Vasantrao Balwantrao Chavan from Nanded were administered oath by the Speaker, Om Birla. Both houses had to be adjourned shortly due to the continuous ruckus by the opposition. In the upper house, 16 notices under Rule 267 were rejected by the chair.
Allow me to take agenda of the day. We should not dishonor the spirit of those who gave us this constitution. No. There is no reason for us not to proceed with the house. Sorry. The house stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Friday, the 29th November 2024.
In the lower house, immediately after the motion for the extension of the tenure of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on the Waqf Board Amendment Bill was passed, the House had to be adjourned. The tenure of the JPC has now been extended till the last day of the budget session. With Vishal Baristo, Anil Thomas for DD India.
In other news, India has called upon Bangladesh to ensure safety and security of Hindus and all minorities and their places of worship. Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh, in a written reply in upper house of the Indian Parliament, informed that primary responsibility of the protection of life and liberty of all citizens of Bangladesh, including minorities, rests with the Bangladesh government. Several incidents of desecration and damages to Hindu temples and deities in neighbouring nation have been reported in the past few months. The minister replied that India has expressed its concerns about such incidents, including the attack on a puja mandap in Tanti Bajar, Dhaka, and the theft at Jireshwari Kali temple in Satkhira during Durga Puja this year. Meanwhile, Dhaka High Court on Thursday declined to issue a suo motu order to ban ISKCON's activities in Bangladesh after being informed that the government had already taken necessary actions in this regard. Had submitted newspaper reports on ISKCON's activities and requested the court to impose a ban and enforce Section 144 in Chattogram, Rajpur and Dinajpur. The bench of Justice Farah Mahbub and Justice Debashish Roy Chaudhary expressed satisfaction with the government's response, instructed it to continue efforts to safeguard citizens and safeguard the lives and property of the people. Some weather-related news now. Parts of Sri Lanka continues to face severe weather conditions due to deep depression in the southwest Bay of Bengal. As per Met Department in Sri Lanka, the depression was located 110 kilometers northeast of Trincomalee at around 5:30 a.m. local time today. The death toll due to adverse weather has risen to 12 in the island nation, while 2 people are reported missing. Disaster Management Centre has reported over 330,000 people across 23 districts have been severely affected. It is expected to move slowly north-northwestward closer to Sri Lanka's east coast, likely to intensify into a cyclonic storm. Over 27,000 individuals have taken refuge in 267 safety shelters, while over 61,000 have been relocated. The landslide warnings have also been issued to 9 districts by National Building Research Organisation till 7 p.m. local time. Meanwhile, relief efforts are underway with 2,700 personnel from 3 forces deployed to assist the affected communities. Meanwhile, the deep depression is expected to reach near India's North Tamil Nadu Puducherry coast in next 24 hours as it moves nearly north-northwestwards. Met Department has said light to moderate rains at a few places, accompanied with isolated thunderstorm and lightning, very likely over coastal Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, coastal Andhra Pradesh today. Heavy to very heavy rains at isolated places over coastal Andhra Pradesh and Yanam from today till Saturday. Meanwhile, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin chaired a high-level meeting to review preparedness, deploying National Disaster Response Force and state teams to vulnerable districts. India's Met Department also advised fishermen not to venture into southwest Bay of Bengal, along and off Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu coast till 30th November. Relief camps, medical teams and 24/7 emergency operation centres have been set up to tackle the situation. Meanwhile, holiday has been declared for all school and colleges in Puducherry and Karaikal on Thursday due to heavy rains. And now some news from the national capital, New Delhi, where all the GRAP measures except relating to schools will continue to operate till December 2nd. As per the Supreme Court, schools will be allowed to run on hybrid mode. The Commission for Air Quality Management held its 19th meeting on Thursday. Key decision including enhanced enforcement against dust pollution from construction sites and stricter penalties for stubble burning violations. The CAQM has delegated powers to pollution control boards and district magistrates for persecuting violators and levying fines up to 30,000 rupees for stubble burning incidences. Construction sites violating dust control norms now face closure and environmental compensation charges. Flying squads and pollution control boards were urged to intensify inspections across industries and construction sites. International Gita Mahotsav 2024 kicked off on Thursday at Haryana's Kurukshetra, with Tanzania being the international partner and Odisha as the partner state. The mega event will be held from November 28th to December 15th. DD India's correspondent Siddharth Bharadwaj gets us more.
We are in Kurukshetra today, where International Gita Mahotsav 2024 has started. The event will run from 28th of November to 15th of December, where around 40 to 50 lakh devotees are expected to participate. This time around, the state partner is Odisha and international partner is Tanzania.
This year, we have partner state Odisha and partner nation as Tanzania. Visitors will be able to see their pavilions, which will be established in Purushothampura Bagh of Haryana culture, Odisha culture, Tanzania culture and state exhibitions. In totality, it will be a very, very colorful, very vibrant and very religious, spiritual Mahotsav.
This event gathers the devotees, scholars and artists from all over the globe to honor the timeless teachings of Bhagavad Gita. From cultural performances to social welfare programs, this event is a unique blend of devotion and community service. Well, the eternal wisdom of Bhagavad Gita teaches us that no matter the challenges, but we can always find peace and purpose. With camera person Lalit, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Kurukshetra.
38th South Asian Languages Analysis Roundtable was organized at the National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology at Kohima, Nagaland on Thursday. The two-day program aims to disseminate research about all kinds of languages in South Asia The program stressed on highlighting the roles of linguistics, diversity and challenges that need to have collaborative efforts. It discusses to promote the linguistics in communities across the world. The research also talks about rich cultural integrity of linguistics in the northeastern region. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Bomb threats made against Donald Trump's cabinet nominees. Millions of Americans embark on their journey home for Thanksgiving.
We are living in times where things are changing at an unforeseen pace. And at the forefront of many of these positive changes are strong individuals who are looking towards the future.
Through the stories I tell, I try and sort of reignite that intuitive sense of how close we are to nature and how much there is to learn from it.
Organic farming, it also helps you not only reduce the carbon footprint, but also help adapt because you are promoting natural farming.
Very lightweight, but it makes you feel that you don't have to eat too much. In this NFT channel, we use net cups with cocoa peats on it. This helps to penetrate the roots. There will be nutritious water flowing through the channel that supplies essential nutrients for the plant.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Russia on Thursday conducted airstrikes on Ukrainian cities of Odessa, Kropynsky, Kharkiv, Rivne and Lutsk. The massive strike involved the use of cruise missiles and drones that targeted energy infrastructure, leaving hundreds of thousands of people without power. Temperatures dropped to freezing 0 degrees Celsius across the country, pushing the cities into darkness and cutting off heat to civilians as winters approach. Ukraine has declared countrywide air raid alert due to incoming missiles. After the strike, Ukraine disconnected several nuclear power units from the network. Russian Defense Ministry on Thursday said it destroyed 25 Ukrainian drones overnight over 4 regions. Russia claims 2 districts in southern Russian region were subjected to a massive drone attack and 1 civilian was injured. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said on Thursday Russia is selecting targets in Ukraine that could include decision-making centers to Kiev in response to Ukraine's long-range strikes on Russian territory with Western weapons. Russian attacks have not so far struck government buildings in the Ukrainian capital. Kiev is heavily protected by air defenses, but Putin says Russia's hypersonic missile, which it fired for the first time at a Ukrainian city last week, is incapable of being intercepted.
As has already been said, we will respond to the ongoing strikes on Russian territory by Western-made long-range missiles, including by possibly continuing to the test forensic in combat conditions, as was done on November 21. At present, the Ministry of Defense and General Staff of the Russian Army are selecting targets to hit on Ukrainian territory. These could be military facilities, defense industry enterprises, or decision-making centers in Kyiv.
Это могут быть военные объекты, предприятия оборонной промышленности или центры принятия решений в Киеве.
Thousands of Lebanese displaced by conflict between Israel and Hezbollah returned home on Wednesday. A ceasefire took hold. Driving cars stacked with personal belongings and defying warnings from Lebanese and Israeli troops to stay away from some areas. The truce between Lebanon could give reprieve to 1.2 million Lebanese displaced by the conflict and the tens and thousands of Israelis who fled their homes along the border. The Israeli army has meanwhile announced restrictions on Wednesday on people's movements in South Lebanon after dark. Israeli army spokesperson Daniel Hagari advised Lebanese civilians to stay away from the areas where Israeli forces are stationed.
Residents of Lebanon, as you have seen throughout the war, we do what we say. For your protection, we ask you to stay away from the area where our forces are. The ceasefire agreement is phased, and we will let you know when it is safe to return to the area.
President-elect of the US, Donald Trump's incoming cabinet members and other political appointees have been targeted with bomb threats Spokesperson for the US President-elect, Caroline Leavitt, said in a statement that threats were made on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, and law enforcement acted quickly to ensure the safety of those targeted. Elise Stefanik, a US representative from New York in Trump's pick to serve as US ambassador to the United Nations, said in a statement on Wednesday that her family home had been a target of a bomb threat. Later on Wednesday, Lee Zeldin, a former US representative from New York and Trump's choice to head the Environmental Protection Agency, said that he and his family have been targeted. An FBI spokesperson said the Bureau is aware of numerous bomb threats and swatting incidents targeting incoming administration nominees and appointees and is working with its law enforcement partners. The White House said outgoing President Joe Biden has been briefed on the threats. And it's that time of the year. Planes, trains and automobiles are all running in top gear as millions of Americans embark on their journey back home for Thanksgiving. Customs of the day include Thanksgiving Day Parade, especially the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, donating essentials to those in need, and the presidential turkey pardons. We have more in this report.
Thanksgiving is a day dedicated to giving thanks for the blessings and harvests of the past year. Holiday travel is in full swing across the US as millions boarded flights, piled into cars, or caught trains to reach home before Thanksgiving, making it the busiest travel season in the country.
It's been really smooth, actually. Traffic was wonderful. We got here on perfect time. The airport's been relatively fast, and it even looks like security is pretty moving quickly. So we're actually really happy with how travel is going today.
About 2.7 million passengers were screened at airport security checkpoints Tuesday, the highest ever before Thanksgiving and beating last year's record. A record 80 million Americans are expected to travel at least 50 miles for Thanksgiving.
Incredibly smooth. Airports, both front end, back end, great. Service was great. Honestly, I was surprised. I thought it would be, really crowded, long delays, but thank God it was all very smooth and seamless.
Thanksgiving is a sort of a family reunion.
It's just important, I really feel like. Thanksgiving is such a beautiful holiday, and so many people, have the privilege of being able to celebrate it with their friends and family and have a great meal on the table.
What a lot of people don't say is that when you are giving, you get so much more back. It's almost a selfish act to try to help people because it really is a wonderful thing to be around those that care about human beings.
But not everyone can travel back. Some can't be home due to work exigencies, and some just can't find a way back home, like the astronauts at the International Space Station.
Greetings from the International Space Station. Our crew up here just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all our friends and family who are down on Earth and everyone who is supporting us.
Thanksgiving is typically a holiday where family and friends get together. Sometimes that can't happen to physically be around each other, but today's age, you can virtually tie in to your family and friends.
And one of those big traditions is having a Thanksgiving meal together. And so we're going to celebrate that tradition up here.
Another highlight of the day is the tradition that draws spectators from around the world, the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York. Dozens of giant balloons and iconic floats with stunning performances are a part of the magic of every New Year's Eve, and this year marks the parade's 98th year. This year's parade will feature 17 giant character balloons, 15 novelty and heritage inflatables, 11 marching bands, 700 clowns, and 10 performance groups. Bureau Report, DD India.
As Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli, is to proceed in an official visit to China amid debates over the implications of China's Belt and Road Initiatives, BRI. The Center for Social Innovation and Foreign Policy organized the national seminar on navigating strategic implications of BRI for Nepal. It discussed the strategic opportunities and challenges posed by China's Belt and Road Initiative. Over 100 participants, including policymakers, politicians, national and international experts, attended this event. The seminar aims to generate consensus on Nepal's priorities to maximize the initiative's benefits while safeguarding Nepal's national interests. BRI implementation plan is formalization of strategic partnership between Nepal and China, agreed upon during Xi Jinping's Nepal visit in 2019. It started with a bang and was filled with memorable film premieres and panel discussions. Numerous celebrities from Bollywood, Hollywood made their presence felt. And if you feel that starry presence at IFFI this year is over, well, you're mistaken, as the closing ceremony today will also be a star-studded affair. In all, IFFI has been a platform for fostering deeper understanding and appreciation of cinema. It provided a single platform for ambitious filmmakers, cine lovers, industry professionals to have access to excellent cinema from across the world. Fast bowler Marco Jansen took 7 wickets for 13 runs as South Africa skilted Sri Lanka for just 42 runs in their first innings on the second day of the first test in Durban on Thursday. It was the lowest total in the Sri Lanka's test history. The lowest total ever in test cricket remains 26 by New Zealand against England in 1955. Earlier, South Africa were bowled out for 191. They lead by 149 runs going into the second innings. India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati has recently launched Waves, entering the field of OTT platforms. Waves provides a complete infotainment ecosystem to digital media and OTT audiences. If you also want great content for free, then download Waves today. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan this QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.